Hello, guys, and welcome to another stream. Yesterday we looked at some of the AI and kind of them doing some activities around this kind of complex where they're being held. And today I wanted to just focus a little bit more on some of the level design. So yesterday I was showing this kind of quarantine tent, or at least one of them. There's going to be my idea was to have three of these tents where like some of the more uh, sick of them are like being on kind of beds and such. And What I wanted to yesterday I was looking at it and okay, the kind of the placement and the whole facility was looking okay to me, but it just felt like it was kind of like just an empty space, or not necessarily an empty space, but it was like, um, let me hide this level and I'll show you what I mean. Because I wanted to make it, or at least in my mind, I wanted to make it feel a little bit more menacing, because if it was just in like this open field and this thing was like sitting here, maybe with another one or two, didn't seem like it didn't it just felt like kind of empty, especially when you get to this location. So what I wanted to do, since this is kind of an industrial complex, it felt like this area here was kind of barren. There's some structures over here, even though they're not going to be accessible or slash reachable. But the one that the one that will be reachable, and it's going to be quite some walking around. I wanted to have it, and especially since there's going to be like enemy NPCs kind of patrolling and watching over. I wanted to try and make it a little bit more enclosed for starters, and also trying to place like the enemy NPCs on like higher locations, so to speak. So what came to mind is this industrial facility that I had, which has some higher points, and also has these walls around it, so that way I don't have to like worry about, well, not necessarily worry about, but have to have um, these fences, I mean, yeah, because and it's also pretty flat. Oh, Severin, hey, how are you? Hello. Uh, yeah, it's definitely hard, and I said last night, and I kept thinking about this because, and by the way, let me know because I have some music playing in the background. Not sure if you can hear it at all through the microphone. Hopefully not, but so. Oh, yeah, what I wanted to do is actually, besides kind of also help to contain the players to where it can go. Um, I like open space, but whenever it comes to these kind of areas, I definitely like it when it's kind of in a self-contained area, and that's why I added in this level um, for this industrial area, which aside from the fact that the asset themselves look really nice, which goes to show that not everything scanned is, you know, the cat's pajamas. I really liked this one because, it's exactly the type of bricks that I've previously used in a lot of tries that I've had for like the level design aspect of things. And also it gives these kind of high point of, at least, in my mind, of a novice level designer. But it gives these, kind of high points here where enemies could be placed, kind of just watching over the let's call it enclosure, like the place where the NPCs are going to be hanging around. Um, so I wanted to and the other thing that I can do with this, like and that I wanted to do, especially with this particular asset, is that I wanted to have a couple of courtyards, kind of where the tents are being set up. So this being one of them. Hey, Mohsen, welcome, and thank you so much. Well, and like I said, I can only take credit for kind of moving these things around and placing them in the world and trying to make sense of it. But yeah, these are marketplace assets because yeah, I'm one person and time is of the essence sometimes. So for this stream today, I wanted um, to just work on the level design and also, I wanted to do a little bit of tests with taking out some of the NPC, some of the, not the NPC, but some of the enemies with, I wanted to try the bow because I really like the mechanics of that. And, kind of placing them, like I said, on some of these higher points here and trying to see how the combat would work to, to some ex to that extent. But yeah, what I planning to do for the level design aspect of things is that I was saying I have these two courtyards that I wanted to link. And I think they also, this kind of industrial area also fits in with the rest of the industrial complex. Um, namely, this kind of water treatment area of it. There's this kind of a brick complex over here, which, could be a number of things that could be done. Yeah. Bad Game Dev, have you worked on this game completely on your own? Yes, I have. Kind of hence the name of the game. It is. And Mohsen, which pack are you using? So I am using, this one is called the Industrial Alley. This particular one, I believe it's the Industrial, let me see exactly the name of it. I think it was called Industrial Alley. It's a really awesome pack. Um, yeah, it's called Industrial Alley. And then this one over here is just a quarantine tent. And again, these are a couple of packages that they're from. This one's from Decagon, and there are a couple of packages that are quite often on sale. So that's why I got them, because and I actually think either one or the other might have been. I might have gotten them for free through like one of these monthly freebies, which definitely look out for because they're just you know they're awesome and they're free. Thank you, Moses, and that's I appreciate that. But like I said, I can't take credit for like the package already comes with a pre-built level, which that's one thing that I look in assets when especially when I get to spend money on them is do they already have like a level that it's built that I can make use of? Because putting all these together just from picking up the individual pieces it would take a while. So I'm totally fine with having this wall here, that's already made out of a bunch of pieces that the developer put together that I can also use and on this side in this courtyard. Can't recall. I think it's this one over here. Because what I did, I just kind of spin them around a little bit to give them some variety. And of course, it's I'm gonna be using some like I think they call it gangways, like um the kind of the metal walkways they can put across here, not just this one. So to give a little bit of variety, and also kind of where the enemy NPCs will walk on. So I might end up either using this one because it already looks really good, but unfortunately this is one piece of a mesh. So I might end up editing this to remove some of the windows and some of the top, so uh, the enemy NPC would just be sitting atop of this. But yeah, so these are going to be connected through this little kind of back alley over here, and there's going to be another back alley going into here, kind of underneath the buildings in such a way. So that's how these two spaces are going to be connected. And of course, once you gain entry to this, it's just going to be through a couple of spots. And that's another way to kind of, in one sense, limit the player, right? Through how many entry points they can get into here. And I was thinking also of, oh, well, how are these friendly NPCs that are being quarantined, how are they brought in? So that's why I kind of left this opening here, and I need to kind of fill out these two buildings with these walls. But that kind of plays into, how the buses are kind of bringing them in through the roads and, bringing them into here into the facility, and they're kind of brought into the tents over here and over here. And of course, some of them are not sick, but they're just like kind of hanging around. Oh, Tridai, bonjour, bonjour, bienvenue. Good to see you. Good to see you. And so that's kind of the backstory. And again, like I said, having this verticality I think it gives a little bit of a menacing kind of a look, and there's like also the kind of the Black Hawk helicopter over here, which is kind of like um, you know, uh, a little bit of a presence as well, um, either on one of the rooftops or something like that. Uh, so yeah, let's get to it. I'll thank you so much. It's getting there, Bad Game. I'm not sure when you last saw it, but it's getting there, there's a few things happening, there's like you know the mansion is going to be somewhere actually around here, the town, kind of the mobile home area, some of the kind of facilities, like the motel, there's like a warehouse, the gas station, laundromat, convenience store, just to kind of give it the feel of a little bit of a town, right? And of course, the exits from the world, that are going to be blocked off. Okay, so let's kind of zoom in here, and this is going to be. Oh, thank you, appreciate that. Yeah, it's I kind of mentioned this before, and I keep bringing it up, but yeah, I do take inspiration from a couple of the games that I played this year, and I really enjoyed were Days Gone and Far Cry 5. Like I can't believe that it took me so long to play Far Cry 5, but that game I really enjoyed. So you probably see some of the um, similarities between that because Conifer Forest, which I think I have like 5 or 6 conifers, some that I've made actually. Uh, so it's um, um, it's my kind of my favorite tree, anyways. The conifers. But yeah, okay. Well, so let's get to it. I'll we'll start by kind of moving some of these wall elements here and there, just to kind of I'm gonna try and first create the kind of the pathway going back here between these courtyards, and go from there. All right, so let's actually make a little bit more of the surface over here. Heavens, so not at first, not at first. I am definitely thinking, like I was sitting last night, and I was actually thinking of this very question that you pose of having some interiors, but only well, so you've already seen like the video yesterday, like some of the other buildings, like the laundromat, the warehouses, the groceries kind of convenience store, and one or two of the houses are going to have interiors that are, enterable. As far as this area here, most of it is definitely not going to be enterable, but there's going to be some small areas back here that you're going to be able to enter through. I'm uh, not giving away too many extra details, but yeah, but most of it, like I said, is not going to be enterable. It's just like I said, a kind of a containing type of environment. And yeah. All right. Well, let's start clicking at this and make some of this happen. So the nice thing about this asset is kind of as you can see, even though there is made out of pieces, there's a lot of these that I can just like kind of select and put together. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm actually just gonna open this one level. It might be easier to manage, just working in this single level to just, from the selection standpoint. And so let's just open this industrial area level and also this kind of the speediness of things. All right, so we have everything in place, kind of the ground, the concrete flooring, and so Bad Game, what are your PC specs? I have an i5, like one of those early generations, like a 37, 4790 or something. And 16 gigs of RAM and a 1070. So definitely low end of game dev. Well, it's not called really low end because I had a 960 before, 970 before this. So, yeah, in between low to mid end. Um, and you know, I've kept thinking of upgrading, but at the same time, I'm thinking if I can target a decent frame rate on this rig, then somebody that has a, you know, um, 2020s and on computer will definitely be able to run this easily. Um, so I think that's the main reason that I have yet to have yet to spend the money on a new rig. All right, so let's see. I was saying that I think this wall here is a pretty good setup. So let's try and select some of these pieces. The one thing I didn't really get from this developer is, um, I mean, I can see it, there's like one mesh here, and then you can either add a window or kind of just a brick wall. It makes it a little bit more items to select, but that's fine. All right, so I'm gonna leave the ventilation aside for now. I'm just gonna focus on the walls and then kind of, dress it up a little bit. So let's bring in everything. Hopefully I'm getting everything selected. Yeah, and the other thing, especially with this package, is since the things are not scanned, they look realistic enough, and they also have that crispness, like the crisp textures. That's definitely what I like about this one more than it, because I have a couple of the scanned ones, but again with those, um, you either have to like have a really high resolution, at least albedo slash base color, but with this one looks amazing. All right, so let me also get part of this roof section here. All right, so let's go about placing this one. Oops, I think I went a little too high with let's do 45. There we go. going to sink this into the ground a little bit, and I'm gonna group it just so that I can uh, make it work a little bit better. Um, yeah, bad game. It's almost good to not have the best rig in a way, so you can test. And that's the thing, like um, I'd like for as many people to be able to play it as possible, and well, I totally understand. There's definitely, folks that uh, I consider myself lucky to have a 1070. There's people that probably don't have that, so it's um, y- you have to consider that as well. That even for some folks, a 1070 is would be would be amazing to have. All right, so in here, what I wanted to do is let's just connect these together to this end, create this corner. There you go. Hey, so Severin, I feel you. 1050 is fine enough. I know. I mean, I think with 1050 you should be able to still play like a game like Far Cry, and that's to some extent I'm really jealous. Like I keep on playing Far Cry, and I'm so jealous at how they Oh, and like I said, I wanted to ask you one more time if let me know if the audio from the music is too loud or if you can even hear it. I was just playing it on the background. Um, so yeah, Severin, um, I'm thinking you should be able to. I think you might be able to run Far Cry. Okay. Oh, thank you, 3Die. Thank you. I've been into this kind of synthwave kind of groove recently, just listening to synthwave. I'm not sure why, it's just like so enjoyable, but yeah. Yeah, in 1660, I think 1660 is right around where 1070 is. So, oh, Severin, so you were able, yeah, that's awesome. You were able to play Cyberpunk. Like I think Cyberpunk even on a 1070, I think is was gonna struggle. Yeah. Because I keep on wanting to get Cyberpunk, but I'm I'm cheap, so I'm waiting on a sale. Hopefully soon at some point. We're gonna get some. I know they have them, but yeah, I'm gonna wait for a little bit until they have a sale going. Because I mean, especially after the latest fixes, I think people really are, it seems to be running a lot better from what I'm hearing. Um, Cyberpunk that is. And that's exactly it, Evans. I'm also on the same mindset that eventually, um, people are going to be, a 1070 nowadays is really cheap if you can find one because they're all used. But Apex Legends and Counter-Strike Go. uh, well, I mean, that's the games are what is it called nowadays? Escapism, right? It's kind of like getting um, getting that mental break, I guess. Getting that's games are entertainment, so that's I think that's why we love them. But I've actually chatted with somebody and you know, and again, I consider myself lucky. But a 4070 um, is not that is not that expensive anymore. Now that I'm hearing myself say it, um, but I think right now it's like 600 bucks for a 4070, which yeah, I mean, it's a lot of money, but just imagine it in, in a year or two. Hey, Atlan, welcome, welcome. Oh, so don't do that way of building. What do you mean? And yeah, I think to me that's exactly how I feel about it. It's um, it's you wouldn't think about it. It's like, oh, everything just runs so well, so I'm not gonna think about optimizing because who cares? It runs at 60, even though probably on a 1070 is gonna struggle at 30. Yeah. Oh yeah, and a 3070, if you add in a TI, I think that's probably better than a 4070, like a regular 4070. Actually, let's gonna place just to get a better feel for selecting things, because I can't really select it so well when it's like in just a regular um unlit mode. Yeah, I think they're definitely getting more they're not as power hungry anymore like they used to be. I know like they used to be pretty you would need like, okay, I'm gonna shut down the entire town's power grid when I start this up, but I don't think that's the case anymore. All right, let's try and make this bend kind of going into the back over there. And I'm gonna try and use this wall section here. And let's see how that's gonna turn out. Along with these bottom pieces, let's try and select these like that. Okay, not too bad. I can probably use like a column on that section there just to mask that joint. And for now, I'm just gonna use this wall. It seems to work out pretty good. So let's see. Atlam, but back to the building. You create instances of one model. That way, it's all the same model, same textures, even same mesh. Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I do have a number of these that are just the exact same one. I think is that what you were you referring to? And of course, a lot of these can be merged together. Yeah, like Kevin is saying, you can merge them in Unreal Engine 5. But I think the instancing mechanism has improved quite a bit. So um, yeah, especially in this level, I don't think there's that many draw calls. I hope I'm not just you know saying it weird, but let's see. Oh, wow, that shouldn't be that many. What the heck? That shouldn't be and then that might be related to Nanite not being enabled in my project. I need to enable that. Um, so but yeah, you're definitely right, Alan. Let's chat after the stream for a little bit because I'm interested in that. Yeah, I totally get you. Um, I definitely want to make this as low cost as possible. Um, but I am, like I said, I'm not entirely sure how you can do it when you have so many pieces and you try to make things look good but also perform well. And oh, that's a good point, Heavens. I've actually tried some of that, I think, at one point. And yeah, I was kind of wondering if that how that works. So that's a good point to look into. Thank you so much. Okay. So yeah, increasing the number of that's a good idea. Yeah, I've actually seen that being used in a package and actually thought that it's not as effective. But I guess you can set them to be a hierarchical instance mesh in a in a blueprint rather than having them just a regular thing. Oh, terrific. Alam, feel free to post it. Might be useful to somebody else being here on watching this video. And then I'll definitely make use of it and present it next week. So one thing that I'm wondering about is once you build HLODs, how does that perform? Like, can you set it so that that particular blueprint is included in the HLODs, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, so heavens, that's actually a really interesting idea, having a spawner. Um, did I not see that from you, Heavens? Must have missed it or something. I was just wondering um, how that was done. But yeah, that's the thing, especially when it comes to an area like this. Um, I mean, how would you create this in a procedural manner? That's kind of my question, right? Does that make sense? Because I can totally see it being used, for like individual houses, right? Like you have, um, you know, a bunch of houses that are, probably like five or six different models of houses, and then you can place them in the world with, spawning them that way. But I'm trying to figure out how you would do it for like an area like this. That's what I'd like to figure out. Oh, I see, I see. So you create a blueprint that has all the building pieces. Is that what you mean, Atlam? Mm-hmm. Ah, I got you guys. Yeah, that's a good point. I'll see if I can figure that out for this kind of for this complex as well. And also, yeah, that kind of brings me back to the nanite thing. I know with nanite they've worked out this like the hierarchical instance setup quite a bit, and I'm curious to give it a go, at least kind of enable it in my project because I've been holding on to not doing it for a while. Not sure why, but um, so we'll definitely give that a try and see how things work. And if I can't, if it doesn't really work so well, yeah, the option of merging meshes together, it just creates one with a number of materials, so it should reduce the cost on that. And then building HLODs will also do that, or at least work in a similar fashion. But yeah, and none of these meshes are nanite, but I think overall, well, actually, I'm actually wondering about this. Oh no, it does enable nanite support. Okay. So even if the mesh is not like the what we think of a nanite being of blown out and polygons, um, yeah, I'll see how it works. And yeah, you're right, Atlam. Even if you merge them, it still duplicates the cost. Yeah, I know it does. It does. Um, so I'll definitely need to figure out a way to make this also look like this, but also have it uh, perform well in that regards. Oh yeah, Adlam, I would love to see that. We should definitely follow up after the stream and get caught up on that. Oh, okay, yeah. I must have missed it. My apologies. I'll I'll uh I'll go through it through the videos again to find it. Appreciate it. Yeah. Would love to see how that is. Yeah, because this is like all fun and nice to build, but then if it doesn't perform well, then well, yeah. Yeah, that's totally true, Atlam, and I appreciate that. Many thanks. Um, if I get stuck, I'll definitely reach out because that's been kind of a sore point for me as well, trying to figure out these hierarchical instance meshes and how to manage them. Oh, that's an interesting thing. That one's handled as a decal. That's pretty cool, actually. But yeah, we're getting close to like closing in this gap and kind of joining these two courtyards. Um, you know, performance is high at the moment. At least um, I wanna try it out and see how it works from like a navigating standpoint. Um, once we bring this into the main persistent map. There's some small hiccups around here, not too bad. Some of these decals, it joins pretty well on that corner there. So let's see if we can spin it around a little bit. Oops, I forgot one piece. So, Atlam, because now that I'm thinking of this, I'm starting to think a bit even more. Let me see if I understand it a little bit better. So, are you thinking that, uh, like for example, this set, bring this, which I guess I'm didn't select all of it just yet. Um, have it part of a blueprint, right? Where you can set those to be as hierarchical instance meshes. Am I, hopefully I'm following that correctly. But yeah, if I don't, we can definitely chat after the stream, so I can get a little, my ducks in a row a little bit better, because this would be a good thing to present in the next stream as to, okay, well, we started off with 4,000 um 4,000 draw calls, but now here it is. So all in one blueprint, like the entire level, like all this all these meshes here. Huh. Well, and here's the next question. Now that this is, I've kind of gotten it already built, now with some of my tweaking. Uh, but is there a way to like bring all these into a blueprint? Well, yeah, I mean the random generator could also work, but how would that, I'm kind of wondering what would the result of that be? Yeah, let's oh, I see. Okay, okay. Yeah, we definitely need to chat about that a little bit because that could be um well, so yeah, I mean I get it when it comes to spawning them. Um I'm just trying to figure out how, because you would have a certain number of blueprints for each one of the building sections, right? Hopefully, I'm just trying to make sense of this. Oh, okay. So now so is each one of them you'd be able to select? I think in each. Oh, hey, Tridai. Au revoir. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you next week, hopefully. So Adlam, are you thinking of just having like one blueprint for one building piece, and just select the building piece that you want? Like, set the static mesh component to that one type of, you know, say for example, is this one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think I'm starting to get what you're saying. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yeah. Well, so I might that do that on hey, au revoir, 3 die. Um so Atlam, I think I think I'm getting what you're saying. Um on Once this is built, at least from a prototyping placement standpoint, I'm definitely going to try and do that later on today, and see what turns out. And that would be a very good comparison to have between, well, here's this level of just placed in meshes, and then here's this one with hierarchical instance meshes, actors, and that would be a great comparison to have. I can have this level as a, okay, I'm going to use this as a, kind of a, from a design standpoint, this is how I want things to end up. And then the other one, I'll, try to make it look identical. And this is how it looks with the hierarchical instance meshes. So Alan, I'll reach out to you on Discord just to have some quick chats about this. But for now, let's see how this is going to turn out from the level design aspect of things. Yeah, no, you're definitely right. I'm kind of going back to seeing some of the videos with they posted at one time something with what was that game by Ubisoft, The Division. I think they were posting something on how they were doing the world building, and like it was done through, with like the help of some Houdini plugin, and I'm like, okay, that's actually really cool to be done. So I think that like you were saying, the setup might be a little bit involved at first, but then when you start dragging those blueprints in, yeah, you're definitely right. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, that should be interesting. Will be a um because like I said, I kept on thinking um of some new tutorials to do that, might be helpful, helpful for me and helpful for others, as far as okay, this is what I'm doing on my project. Hopefully helps somebody out. Ooh, whoops. But yeah, for now, let's just kind of bite the bullet and I'll continue on with this. Um, and we'll see how it looks, at least from a design standpoint. Yeah, definitely does. Definitely does. You're right. All right, let's see how I'm gonna make this turn here. Yeah, because there's definitely a ton of pieces with these, so it will probably help a lot. And that's one of the things that I couldn't really, I was trying to look for it at least, and I couldn't really find, as far as a tutorial on using hierarchical instance meshes for building something like this, right? Where there's like, yeah, a lot of repetitive meshes, but you also want to place them in kind of a, at least I think, cohesive fashion. Hey, Mikey's, Milky's, I'm sorry, I keep missing the full spelling of your nickname. How are you? Welcome. That's so interesting when you have that in a group that you can't really scale it as you would like. Well, hello and welcome. All right, so this is kind of the back alley that I was talking about. And just to throw something else in, might be good to have like a little bit of one of these connections in there between the buildings. Just trying to make these so that that uh, um, the window is not sticking in the wall and at least covering one of these openings. So okay, so I've been let's see. I've actually started this whole game development journey, let's call it. Sounds cheesy. But in 2013, and I started with CryEngine and spent about a little too long, I would say. It didn't realize it at the time, but until 2018, and in 2018 I switched to Unreal. So kind of started working from scratch on this project in 2018. So let's call it 5 year-ish or so. But again, it's more of a part-time anyways, part-time kind of thing. And so you can you can kind of draw your conclusions as to it varies, so to speak. There's weeks that I can't do, you know, I can do maybe 10 hours because there's stuff happening in the weekends or, kind of the real world. Um, so you know, it's a passion project to say it like that. So yeah, definitely I could definitely be probably farther ahead, but then again, it's just life at some point as well. And like I said, the learning aspect of things, kind of the having fun aspect of things, it's um I'm on no schedule, which is good. So um I um I'm trying to get it done as soon as I can, but at the same time, it's one of those things that um, I do it for fun as well. So I'm trying to not rush it or stress too much. And on the other on the there's the aspect of, yeah, well, I work on it on my own, literally the name of the project, but it's from that side of aspect of things is I also um, do not depend on anybody, and it's also a matter of I don't waste somebody else's time, so to speak. Hopefully that makes sense. Like I'm gonna promise something that I can deliver because my schedule changes. I might have a week where I'm really busy at work, so I can't really focus too much on the game, or I have some things to do around the house. I don't can't focus too much on the game. And I think that's also, if I think about it, it's also part of the longevity, because um, it, you can get, I think, to a point where you just kind of, um, you don't want to, get yourself spent out, like, run out of batteries. And yeah, like Alan was saying, it's definitely a fun ride. It's amazing, I have to say. And from my point of view, being like just a solo developer, I've learned so much because I do end up doing everything for the project, like level design, coding, whatever, gameplay programming, the storytelling part of things, trying to write that out as good as I can. So, yeah. So what's your problem with the animations? Maybe we can, like I said, either point you in the right direction or um, help you with it. Excuse me. So when I want to change UE5 character with my character, there is no animations when I try to animate. Well, so is your character, does it have the same skeleton as the UE5 character? That's one of the issues that you might have. Hey, girl, welcome. How are you? So one of the issues might be that you don't have those the same skeletons. That's one of them. Um, so at that point, you would need to reparent it to that skeleton that you have. And UE5 is a little bit more, I wouldn't say convoluted, but a little bit more, there's more steps to be taken than UE4. But even with that, it should work out. But yeah, I think you might not have the same skeleton with uh that that the same that the UE5 character has. So if that's the case, you will definitely run into that issue. So that's a good question. So how can I get the same skeleton as the UE5 character? Um, well, where did you get your character? Is it a Mixamo character? Because that could answer quite a few of your issues. Oh, Adlam, you can send it to me on Discord. Depends on the link. Oh, the mix. Yeah, exactly. That's the one that I was thinking of. Let me find it, 'cause that's though I'm not sure if you still have to retarget the animations. So it's not going to be like the way I recall it is not like I don't think you can really run it directly and have it work that easy. Oh, thank you. So usually when it comes to um, the characters coming from oh, I think it might be the link itself. Not sure why it doesn't like it. Um, I'm not sure if that's Yeah, let me try and post this one here, see if it works. Where was the link? All right, let's see if this does it. Okay, yeah, there we go. So, um, there's either this one and I think there's like some kind of packet on the marketplace that would help with the conversions, the Mixamo. But I think it's just retargeting, animation retargeting. It's not converting it to. Yeah, I don't think that one does the conversion. So that's awesome. Thank you guys for jumping in to help Milky's. But my bet is that the skeletons are not the same for starters. So one suggestion, if you're like what something that I did, if you used to um, so unblock my main YouTube. Is it blocked? Let me see if I go to channel. I don't think like you can I don't think I can set a block on your channel per se. Maybe it's the location that I'm streaming from. Let me see. Because there's no option. Like what I can do is like put user in timeout, remove report pin message, or go to channel. So I think it might be just YouTube itself. Community moderation. Let me see. Community moderation. Is it something that users cannot post links or block links? So block links is I don't have any blocked links or that one's unchecked, so anybody should be able to post anything. Um, yeah, it shouldn't block anything from that. It's odd. Yeah, it might be something on the YouTube side, not entirely sure what. Um, but yeah, so that's the link, Milky's. Give that a look. But on something simpler that you can potentially check is if you know how to use Blender, what you could do is export the character from UE5, so the UE5 character, along with your character, and then just change the reparenting. I've actually done a YouTube video on this, now that I recall. So you could try doing that. There's like a little bit of a longer video where I'm uh, um, downloading some meshes from Sketchfab, like clothing assets, and parenting them to MetaHumans. So you could do the same thing where you just parent your mesh to the UE5 skeleton, and then it should work once it has the same skeleton, that is. So hopefully that made sense. I'm hoping. Okay, that corner kind of looks a little honky, but that could work for now at least. Let's extend this flooring out here. Hmm. Yeah, so Adlim, can you try posting like a just a Google link or something? Not sure why that would cause that trouble. All right, so let's just add this, continue with this little section of walls just to have this kind of blocking it out. Oh, well, that's interesting. Like I've never had I think anybody that uh was able to post before. So Milky's, it says this could happen if significant hierarchical changes have been made, inserting a bone between nodes. Yep, that's one of the errors. Okay, yeah, that's the regular error when the skeletons don't match, I think. Um, so I would say don't regenerate skeleton. It's probably not gonna work. But yeah, that usually happens when the skeletons don't match. At least that's in my experience. Unless somebody else has a different had a different experience with that. Um, and Milky's another thing that we can do if you want. I think I have the Discord channel posted on this video description, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So just jump on Discord and I can probably do a quick call with you to see if we can figure it out. At least that way you can show me what you got going on and maybe I can set you on the right path if you'd like. It's always tough to just go through comments and um, try to make sense of them, especially I think especially as a beginner. I was in the same position myself, so yeah, no problem. But like I said, hopefully, I think I've added um um the Discord link to to the video description here live. I'm hoping it's still there. I don't see why it wouldn't, but I'm hoping. So let me know if you can find it or not. Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah. So let's we can have a quick chat on that after the stream, and see maybe we can get to the bottom of it. I think what we could do, we can actually have a chat in Discord. Um, and that way, you know, other people that are on Discord can join and but let's you know, if we are not able to figure it out, we can open it up to the rest of the Discord fam and they can also you know, chime in. Yep. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll figure something out, I hope. All right, almost actually getting done with closing this gap out. All right, let's see. We're pretty much getting close to testing this out and seeing how it works. Come on, close that gap on that end over there. There we go. All right, let's try and just close this area here as well for now. All right, that looks a little bit better. Yeah, well, I want your hierarchical instance meshing. So let's do it. Let's do it. Um, because I think my stuff is simpler than yours. So I think I'm getting the better deal. But yeah, right as soon as I get as soon as I get done with Milky's, let's chat, okay? Nice, nice. Uh, Ryan's plugging. Oh, the Ryan's plugging in. No, 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 no. That was like I said, that was something that I made myself. And after that, I think I was chatting with somebody. I'm not sure if I was chatting with that person on YouTube or not on Discord. Yeah, I think. Oh, yeah, I was chatting with them on Discord, and they mentioned smart objects, and I'm thinking, smart objects, is that like a plugin? And then I realized that there is a plugin called Smart Objects that relies on, well, again, with Ryan Laley's uh, the way Ryan Laley did it was relying, like I said, on enabling a number of other plugins, which kind of got me a little worried to some extent. And I mean, I wouldn't call it worried, but just really, do we need that many extra plugins just to enable this? And I think that's why I just I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stick to what I did, and it's working. Well, at least as you were able to see some of it yesterday. Um, we'll definitely like to try out the engine method as well, but I'm fine with extra plugins being enabled. The experimental aspect of that extra plugin is what kind of has me, kind of throws me off. So yeah. Okay, so we got kind of a back alley going back there. This is pretty contained at the moment. Let's try and join this kind of bridge path together. Always use the grid. Oh, that's a little bit. Um, Plugin is okay if it belongs to an asset, but stuff like AI and stuff, you can move from one project to another. Yeah, exactly. Um, that's the thing, with that blueprint, I can move it to a different project just as easy. So yeah. All right. Well, Aside from this little space here, which is kind of let's try and kind of close this out just so that it doesn't look so out of place. Oh, I hate sometimes when you modify these, you can't really. Ugh, ugh, that looks horrible. Anyways. Yeah, Oceanology, that's I've seen that plugin. That plugin is really cool. Um, but again, it I guess it has to be the um your project has to completely you know kind of rely on that as well because that's a pretty penny for that add-on if I recall correctly. Riverology. I think that's from the same developer, is it not? If I think so. All right. Well, these are connected. We've got what I was hoping for, and I'm uh, really happy that this might be under 2 hours. So let's try a few of the enemy AIs and see about taking them out with a bow and how that's gonna turn out. Um, I'm curious to see if they're gonna fall off that ledge and how that looks. Oops, and I actually have too many too many lights in here. Let me go ahead and which one's the one in the industrial? I think it's this one. All right, so as I was saying, what I wanted to have in where's my levels window? The quarantine tent. I wanted to have a couple more of these tents. Apparently those were in the quarantine tent as well. What the heck? I would say that Oceanology is the last thing you do in the game. Yeah, yeah, that's a really good point, Alum. All right, let me move this into its own level because it got a little messed up here. All right, and now let's duplicate this tent a little bit. There we go, and place it in this area here. Oh yeah, well, Fluid Ninja, didn't wasn't that free one point or another, if I'm not mistaken? For whatever reason, I thought that was a free of the, like the one of those free for the month kind of a thing. Yeah, yeah. All right, then let's just kind of clear the vegetation growing through the concrete real quick. Yeah, but that's the thing, you know, isn't I think with the plugin, it's something that you need to build every time there's like a new release, and so you have to be on top of that as well. Okay. You can just move it that way. That's nice. You know what? That's I hate that thing. I don't know who decided to add that emoji at that bottom right there. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but I guess, UX experts. You never know what they'll come up with next. All right. Well, let's do some testing with you know what? That's a good point. Um I think that I'm not sure. Good. Let's see. Um, I'll need to look into the stream settings. I'm kind of thinking that's where that might be at, if that's indeed a thing that you can have control over. But um, so thank you, Severin. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope I'll see you on the next week's stream. Well, when I hope this area will be all ready, kind of, without the empty sides buildings, or not, kind of not not the gap in here, but that's what I meant. But so Atlam, I'm thinking, I'm not sure if it's um if it's something that I have control over, but it's definitely something that I'm gonna be looking for and seeing if I can do anything about it. All right, let me place the player character here, and industrial area level. Let's place a couple of enemy spawners. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you next week, Severin. If not, yeah, see you on the next one. All right, let's place one of these guys up top here. Maybe put a couple of them like that. And we'll add a bow that I can pick up and equip. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping, because sometimes I'm having a hard time reading, like, um reading that last comment, and if there's like a pause in between other people commenting, I have to wait for that thing to like kind of move up to be able to fully read it. It's um it's definitely annoying. I know. Uh, yeah. And of course, it's probably one of those settings that they buried it deep in wherever. And yeah, that's another thing. If do they count how many times it got interacted with? Um, I'm thinking maybe. I don't know. It'd have to be there for a reason. All right, let's open the level blueprint here, and I'm gonna load this industrial level as well. And we'll give this a test before ending. Oh, hey Gitish, hey, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome towards the end of the stream, but happy to have you. Yeah, there you go. Try and spam that. Yeah, that's exactly it. Because I've seen that thing, kind of when it gets interacted with by somebody. Um, I'll have to check and see if that one gets translated into anything or just kind of a nice looking little thing going up and down. Um, all right. Well, so I'm loading the quarantine level. I need to load the industrial level as well. Industrial, oh, it's industrial area. Industrial area. Okay. And the NPCs, where are the NPCs? Because at least they were moving around a little bit, but let me see where that might be at. Select actors. Are they inside of a building somewhere apparently? Yeah, they are. Let's just move these guys somewhere around here, I'm guessing. Atlam, no, not post-apocalyptic, no. Because I mean, there's no destruction happening, right? Or I mean, or like buildings that are burnt out or anything like that. All right, and I need these bits here for activities. Hey, Gurkhan, welcome, welcome. Sorry you guys are just joining us towards the end of the stream, but again, happy to have you. And also, please do let me know if yeah, sometimes I kind of lately I've started the streams around 11. If for some other folks might work a little bit better at different times, do let me know and I can try and do, one day like this and one day like that. So heavens, the water was poison like Far Cry's Bliss. No, not really like that. But but yeah, it starts with the water supply. That's how these guys ended up here. But um, that's just one of their goals in being here. All right. Well, I think um, so. Let's see. Yeah. So there is a lore behind what they're doing over here. And so Ground and Roads is kind of post-apocalyptic unless you plan to make block volumes for the splines. Well, so the roads are, kind of just normal wear and tear. I don't think there's anything post-apocalyptic about this road, is it? I mean, so, oh yeah, so I'm just gonna say this. I'm not gonna get into too many additional details just yet. So these guys ended up in this quarantine facility, and by once you get in here and you start chatting with some of them, that's when they're gonna give you some more details on what's going on, as well as some of the NPCs in the bunker. They're also gonna help with the story. But yeah, due to water poisoning or like something in the water that got put, they ended up in this. They got quarantined, by um, by the by the bad guys, right? The negative characters in the game, and of course, that's why um, the little, there's just like it looks like I was trying to make it look like a lived-in area. There's that town, there's kind of the facilities, or town, the little village with the houses, kind of just like let's call it as a suburb. So yeah, the start of the game is through the plane crash, which at that point you can pick between three different locations of where to start the game from, and one of them is going to be close to this facility. And the way I wanted to do it is depending on where you start, you're going to start with different missions. So hopefully that made sense, Atlam. Well, all right, let's try out the bow because I wanted to see what's gonna happen and how this is gonna work. Then, well, this is an interesting. Why can't I pick up the bow? Yeah, it's active. Should be able to pick it up, but why am I not? Yeah, that was just a debug print string from trying to make sure that these guys are the component is being initiated properly. Definitely not gonna need it. The only thing I can't figure out is why I can't pick up the bow, can't interact with it. So I'm gonna need to solve that out. I'm not sure if I introduced any kind of trouble. Well, 'cause I have the interaction, like I can interact with it, otherwise I would not have been able to. Okay, so the enemies are seeing me and they're like firing at me, which is good. So that behavior is good, but the issue is with I need to figure out what's happening with the bow. Let me try and open it up and see real quick. Yeah, no, it should be. It's already interactable. Um, oh, that beasting damages. Yeah, that's I wanted to since there's very little to no UI, I wanted to give the idea of, taking damage and, of course how much damage you've taken. So that thing would get increasingly bigger the more damage you take. Oh, well, this is something new. No, because like it overlaps and it shows up. It shows the UI to have the interaction. It's just that it's not it's not even triggering that. Let me take a look at my main character. I don't have a duplicate, so that's good. So I'll try and quickly troubleshoot um, whenever it tries to interact to see what's going on. No, it's a sphere collision and also coupled with the dot product. But the only thing that I'm not figuring out is why um, it just seems that I can't pick up something. So there's something wrong with the input action. I'll need to look into that and see what might be causing it. But as far as the environment, at least from a placement prototyping aspect, that looks quite all right. So let me try and run into the other section of this. Hopefully, I'm not gonna get killed in the meantime. I think I can make it. But and I'll try and figure out the issue with interaction offline. All right, so that looks pretty decent. Back in here also looks pretty decent. And back here, let's see, inside the tent is all right. But yeah, I need to figure out that interaction and and of course also what we've discussed, Atlam, as far as the uh, kind of optimizing this with hierarchical instance meshes. So I'll definitely bug you a little bit later. But yeah, that's kind of some of the updates for today. You know, building out this area, kind of the grunt work, you know, of completing the back side of these buildings. I'm not going to worry about too much about on this side, but I'm going to do that on the back end, and I'll um, I'll have an update. You know, hopefully this will be gone for you know, done for next week. Um, Trustus Ranger game. The dude that was interviewed by Unreal Team. Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to look at that. Um, oh, very cool. Well, it's probably using similar assets. Um, so, but that's a good point. I always like to see what else. Let me see. Um, do you have a name for that? Um, for the game? I would like to look it up and see what it's about. Oh, thank you. Well, and I'm hoping it's only going to get better with performance as well. Um, looks are part of it as well as with anything, but yeah, hopefully the performance is just going to get it's going to get better and better. I mean, like we seen yesterday with all those levels loaded, it was still running pretty well in the editor, and hopefully it's going to run even better once built and some optimizations done as well because there's some lack of it at the moment. There's only a couple of the levels that have HLODs built. That's one of it. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for stopping by. Hopefully it was something interesting to see, and I'll follow up with Atlam, and hopefully next week I'll have something as far as a performance improvement to show, and kind of do a comparison between the two levels that they should be identical in looks, but hopefully one of them is much more performance friendly than the other. Okay, well, you guys have a great rest of your Sunday, and thank you, Heavens, you too. And I will we'll check in on Discord, and we'll catch up next week. All right, take care, everybody. Bye.